Hi everybody. We are students from Roosevelt High School. As I mentioned before, and my name is Juliana Cantini Figueiredo. I'm a 10th grader, rising 11th grader. So yeah, this will be a little bit of our experience going to France earlier this year.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming and joining us this evening. My name is Jalen Charity. I'm currently a rising senior. I'm a part of Roosevelt's Global Services and Diplomacy Academy, and again, thank you all for joining us this evening.
Hi, my name is Gladys May Gonzalez Mendez. I'm a graduating senior and I'm part of the Government Service Academy Diplomacy.
Hi, my name is Kilian Sayed Padilla. As well, I'm a graduating senior, and as well, I'm part of Global Service and Diplomacy program. And of course, we're talking about like the resume of our tribute plans. So first, we're going to talk about the culture. Thank you. So as well, we want to know about like how French students or French families have their daily life, and we could notice like how they stay busy all day. I mean, in our first week we got to many museums in the first day, and we're gonna talk about that later on. And also we could notice how minors, students or people like less than 18 years old are still like very independent, and also they don't like to be late. Talking about students, we can talk about like how is the student life in French and how is like they are prepared. You know, like here in the United States, we have like the SAT and AP exams, and literally they have like one of those exams, like big exams, like each semester, and they basically being like prepared to have those exams like by teachers, and also we saw like the families are prepared for that as well, and so yeah, also yeah, but as I want to say, yeah, they still being students, so they have fun. They go to the mall. They make fun of each other, and all that fun stuff.
I will be talking a little bit about France and their social structure within our generation, so like young people and also the adults. In our experience, we noticed that the adults and the students, or just any other kids, they are very to themselves. French people are not very personable. You won't usually get like a hello from your neighbor. They keep to themselves, they're very private. But we've also noticed that in smaller groups, when French people are more comfortable, they're more willing to share about themselves and about their life and their personal choices. But at the end of the day, we all realize that we all want to make connections, no matter in what setting or environment that may be. And we realized that we all wanted to participate in this significant cultural change. So, yeah. Thank you. A little bit about the food. So, this was a very eventful process. And of course, France is known for their delicious food and treats. So we have all sorts of experiences with their food. We had some very good food and we had some not very good food. So let's start with the good. So some good things that we tried were this amazing ice creams in a little town called Austrian, I think. And they're very known for like their lighthouses, and it's a very beautiful site. We also had amazing crepes, which they serve with a chocolate sauce and also with cream. And we also had amazing sundaes and ice creams, and it was very fun. And now for the bad. So we had this pizza, which here we don't really have pizza with eggs, but they put eggs on their pizza, which was really interesting to see. And the rice, okay? I don't think that we enjoyed the rice very much, but yet we were still very grateful for that experience. Now back to the good. Their snacks are really good and are 10 out of 10. And here is Jalen making some croissants. We had the opportunity to visit a local bakery in Poe and get a behind the scenes look on how they make their croissants and their super secret ingredients because they didn't even want to tell us. But yeah, here's some pictures of that. And then there's Katie Ann making her croissants. Chocolatines.
So while we were in France, we had an excellent opportunity to be able to stay with the host family. In these pictures, on the right, you can see Giuliani and I with our host sister, Flory. And on the left, you can see Gladys Bet and Kaylee Ann with Lucy. So we're gonna just talk about how that experience was for us.
How you can. I'm gonna talk about how was my experience living with a host family. I just think I was never gonna be able to do that, but I was. And for me, it was a great and a different experience. The family that my partner and I lived, it was very welcoming and full of love. They gave us a welcoming gift. And actually, we went to France, but they took us to Spain too. So we actually went to 2 places in one trip. And 2 countries in one trip. They gave us a nice place to sleep and very good meals. At dinner, we always talk about different experiences that we live here in the United States. And they spoke to us about the different experiences and what life is like in France.
Like I said previously, Giuliani and I stayed with Flory. So we met our host family our second week that we were there. So the first day that we were there, we got introduced to our host mother, our host father, and our host brother. We had dinner, and similar to Gladys Bet, we kind of spoke about the differences in French culture and American culture. We kind of bonded over like our childhood TV shows, music, and like just the similarities that were there. We also got the chance to go to Biarritz, a very popular beach and tourist area during the summertime in France. When we went, it was actually really cool, but that was an excellent opportunity because it was so beautiful there. In addition to that, we got a chance to see our host brother play soccer and kind of bond with him while we were there. And we also got a chance to explore the city of Poe. We went to restaurants, we went to the mall, we spoke with our host sister's friends, and it was really fun.
A little bit more about that and my perspective. I really enjoyed staying with the host family. I wasn't too opposed to that experience, but it was certainly better than I thought it would be. We learned a lot about how the French stay active and that they have a lot of activities offered to their students and also just locally. They really like sports and they really like food. Yeah.
So we just bonded a lot, and we kind of have a friend for life, I would say. We even introduced her to Legally Blonde, which she liked. So now we'll be talking about our first week while we were in France, and we spent it in Normandy. So our first week in France, we went to a lot of museums. These museums were mainly focused on the France experience during World War II because they experienced Nazi occupation, and they actually were at the forefront of the war. In the United States, we didn't actually experience any battles or any violence on our soil. So it was really interesting to see about World War II from the French perspective.
This is a little village that we visited, and we were very shook when we found out that this was actually one of the places that history had taken place because this town had been burned down by Nazi soldiers because they believed that there was like traces of rebellion, and that was very unlikely because the villagers there were very private and they kept to themselves. But unfortunately, 642 men, women, and children were murdered because of the fire. And for history reasons, they preserved the town to make sure that people like us, visitors to France, and also the students who also were affected by this experience, because I heard that some students actually, their family, their past family and their ancestors were affected by this tragedy, and it was very awakening to us because we never really experienced something like that when we learned in our classrooms. So it gave us a worldwide perspective and also a hands-on learning. We really approached this with a serious tone, and it was the best way possible to learn about this tragedy.
In addition to being able to visit the village or the Rooster Glance, we also got to visit the beach where the D-Day invasion actually took place. In that picture, you can see the church where soldiers actually flew in through parachutes. And sadly, you can't see in this picture, but there's actually a memorial there that has a parachute that's dedicated to the soldiers who sacrificed themselves for the French people. We were able to walk down Utah Beach, and there were a lot of memorials there as well. And we also got the ability to speak with a soldier who was actually alive and participated in the D-Day experience. So he spoke to us, and even though we couldn't really understand because we don't speak French, our teacher translated it to us, and he kind of spoke about the importance and how, Britain played a role in that. And we learned something that we don't learn in our history classes in the United States. We don't have people who, although the United States helped, we don't have a soldier who was actually there. And I think that's one of the main benefits from this trip, is that we were actually able to go into these historic places, and we're actually able to speak with these people who were directly affected and directly participated in World War II. So I'm really grateful for that, and thank you all for listening. Yeah.